Hello, welcome back to episode 7 of Dick Barr's Real Estate News You Can Use. I'm Dick Barr, managing broker with the Dick Barr Group at Village Realty in Lindenhurst, Illinois. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about why there will not be a flood of foreclosures hitting the market. With the rapid shift that's happened in the housing market this year, some people are raising concerns that we're destined for a repeat of the crash we saw in 2008. But in truth, there are many key differences between what's happening today and the bubble from the early 2000s. One of the reasons this isn't like the last time is the number of foreclosures in the market is much lower now. Here's a look at why there won't be a wave of foreclosures flooding the market. Number one, not as many homeowners are in trouble this time. After the last housing crash, over 9 million households lost their homes due to a foreclosure or a short sale or because they gave it back to the bank. And this was in large part because of more relaxed lending standards, where people could take out mortgages they really could not afford. And these lending practices led to a wave of distressed properties, which made their way into the market, and it caused home values to plummet. But today, revised lending standards have led to more qualified buyers, and as a result, there are far fewer homeowners who are behind on their mortgages. As Marina Walsh, VP of Industry Analysis at the Mortgage Bankers Association, says, for the second quarter in a row, the mortgage delinquency rate fell to its lowest level since the MBA survey began in 1979, declining to 3.5% foreclosure starts, and loans in the process of foreclosure also dropped in the third quarter to levels further below their historical averages. There have been fewer foreclosures over the last 2 years. And while you may have seen recent stories about the number of foreclosures rising today, context is important. During the pandemic, many homeowners were able to pause their mortgage payments using the forbearance program. This program gave homeowners facing difficulties extra time to get their finances in order and in many cases work out a plan with their lender. With that program, many were concerned it would result in a wave of foreclosures coming to the market, and that fear hasn't materialized. Data from the New York Fed shows there are still fewer foreclosures happening today than before the pandemic. And that means while there are more foreclosures now compared to last year, when foreclosures were paused, the number is still well below what the housing market has seen in a more typical year like 2017 to 2019. And most importantly, the number we're seeing now is still far below the number we saw during the market crash, shown in the red bars in the graph. The big takeaway is don't let a headline in the news mislead you. And while foreclosures are up year over year, historical context is essential to understanding the full picture. Most homeowners have more than enough equity to sell their homes if they're in trouble. And many homeowners today have enough equity to sell their homes instead of facing foreclosure. Due to rapidly rising home values over the past 2 years, the average homeowner has gained record amounts of equity in their homes. And if they've stayed in their homes even longer, they may have even more equity than they realize. As Ksenia Potapov, economist at First American, says, homeowners have very high levels of tappable home equity today, providing a cushion to withstand potential price declines, but also preventing housing distress from turning into a foreclosure. The result will likely be more of a foreclosure trickle than a tsunami. A recent report from Adam Data explains it even further by going deeper into the numbers. Only about 214,000 homeowners were facing possible foreclosure in the second quarter of 22, or just 0.4% of the 58 million outstanding mortgages in the U.S. Of those facing foreclosure, about 195,000 or 91% had at least some equity built up in their homes. Here's the bottom line. If you see headlines about the increasing number of foreclosures today, remember context is important. While it's true the number of foreclosures is higher now than it was last year, foreclosures are still well below pre-pandemic years. So if you have any questions about the process or anything real estate related in general, or if you want to find out for free if you have equity in your home so you can sell it to get yourself out from being underwater, give us a call. We're here to help. Thanks very much and have a great day. Home. We spend over 2,000 hours every year away from it, under constant pressure for perfection.
Our work-life balance leaves us longing to return home. At the Dick Barr Group, we understand how life's everyday stresses can take their toll on you, which is why we don't rest until we've found you your perfect home. On your time, not ours. Welcome home, America. It's nice to have you home.